Let's do it. Okay, thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, G.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm gonna stay on the phone with you too.
No, I think we're good, Johnny. I think we're good, actually. It is a little laggy, though, huh?
Yeah, you're live now. Just give it a couple minutes and it's gonna straighten out.
Okay.
Not a couple minutes, just like a couple seconds, like 10 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah, good.
All right, G, you're live.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm ready.
All right, so hope everybody's doing well today. Want to talk to you about unemployment and whether you should choose it or not, what you need to know before you go grab it, whether it's the right thing for you or not the right thing. I'm creating right now a bunch of videos for Cardone University for those of you who have been unemployed, let off, furloughed, or you're concerned about being let go and you're sitting there thinking, hey man, should I go take the unemployment grant? Should I grab it? They're giving it away. Should I go stand in line? How long does it last? How much will it be? Do I pay taxes on that money? Should I get it, etc.? I'll get into all that here in a second. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I deliver content almost every single day. I'm going to help you get through this economic crisis that we're in. I'll help you with whatever you're going through, whatever I can help you with. That's what this channel is here for. I do a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at minimum. Today's the Cardone Zone where we talk about business, finance, and career. I do that show every Friday. On Mondays, I do a real estate show. Tuesdays, I do a power player interview. Wednesdays, my wife and I do an interview about a show about getting on the same page, staying on the same page, staying married is tough sometimes. Thursdays, young hustlers, and today, here we are Friday, the Cardone Zone. All right, let's talk about unemployment, whether you should take it or not take it. I'm going to be sharing some information that I got this morning. Number one, remember, okay, unemployment is taxable as income if they're coming from the state or the federal government fund, which these would be, okay? Two, you'd have to file a form, so 10% of your unemployment check is withheld to withhold on a quarterly basis. Keep that in mind because net, this might not be worth you taking, but we'll go over that as well. And either way, you'll receive a tax form once you file, whether you have to pay taxes or don't have to pay taxes. Look, there's an unprecedented 16.8 million people that have filed for unemployment benefits in 3 weeks, 21 days. That's almost 1 million people every single day. The CARES Act has temporarily expanded the employment or the unemployment insurance to pay qualifying Americans an extra $600 per week on top of your regular benefits. So whatever you paid into, and I know what you're thinking right now. Hey, I paid into this deal. I need to grab my money. But what I want to do is I want to share with you to look at all the benefits. You're probably watching this right now because you're not sure if this is good for you or not good for you. So let me just turn this off because it's a little distracting. So many things distracting right now. It's unbelievable. Because you're watching this because you're not sure. And you should be careful on receiving the employment benefits. Now, while you deserve them, while you paid for them, this is your money. Yes, I agree with all that. Millions of other people are taking them. Look, there's lines. People are actually willing to get sick right now to go get their unemployment check. But there's downside to the deal. And I just want to share those with you. If I would have taken the unemployment check I earned, I paid into, and that was mine when I was 23, 24 years old, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I'll just tell you that. There would have been a real downside on the deal. So I'm just going to go over both with you, and you get to decide if you're going to take it. The biggest negative of this unemployment thing is that it ends. It's going to end. They're not going to give you a check at some point. And at that point, you're going to be out in the job market. 16 million other people. If you file this week, 16 million people are going to show up in 26 weeks and either apply for an additional 13, taking them to 39 weeks, or 26 weeks from right now. What is that? 6 months? 16 million people as of today are going to all be in the job market at the same time saying, help me. I need a job. So we're just going to go over all that, all right? $600 a week is what Trump's increased it to, on top of whatever your regular benefits are. I think is about $300 or $400. So you could get up to $900 a week. That'd be $3,600 a month before your taxes. And this is if I think it says normally you receive roughly half of your prior wages, capped at the state's limit. So you got to find out what your limit is if you're in Florida or Texas or California. What is the limit that the state will allow you to take? Obviously, if you make $100,000 a year, you're probably going to be above the state's cap. During this pandemic, they're allowing people to ask for an additional 13 weeks. Unemployment insurance is a joint federal program, and joint with the state and federal government. So the two are combined in this claim. If you're getting benefits from either during that time, it will count as state and federal taxable income. In the case that you're in a state that has state tax, Florida doesn't, Texas doesn't, Washington doesn't, Tennessee does not, Nevada doesn't. But if you're in a state that requires state taxes, California, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, Illinois, these high tax states, then your income, your $3,600 would be taxed by the state, and it'll be taxed by the federal government. So you need to think about that, because no matter how good you do on unemployment, they're not going to pay you any more money. You understand? There's no way for you to increase your unemployment. You can lengthen it for 13 weeks, but you can't make it 20% higher. Now, so I covered that. You're limited how much you're going to get. 2, how long you can get it. 3, that you're going to be taxed on it. You got to report it. It's going to be reported. You can't get away from this. Your other option on the taxes is to withhold quarterly, but again, that's a management activity. You're probably better off just withholding. Now the question is, and I think the form is form 1099/G. If you're government paid and you're government unemployed, or is that the government list? I'll check that out and put it down in links below. If some of you know what that is, it says, regardless of how you decide to pay your taxes, you'll receive a form. That's right. You'll receive a form 1099-G early next year, listing the sum of total unemployment payments you received in 2020. Now, how do you decide whether you should do this or not? Okay. How long is it going to take to get it? Where do you go to get it? To apply for unemployment insurance, you go to careeronestop.org, careeronestop.org. Select your state for specific instructions. It typically takes 2 to 3 weeks. Now, with 16 million people filling out applications on this right now, if they get to it in 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to be shocked. So keep in mind that you got to manage that you got a 21-day period of time, or maybe a little longer if this system bogs up. You can actually ask whether you want to be paid direct deposit, a check, or put it on a debit card. How do you decide whether you should do this or not? This is where I really like everybody to really, really think about what you're doing when you do this. How long are you going to take it? If you're allowed to take it for the full, let's say you take it for the full 26 weeks and then extend another 13. That's 39 weeks. That's 3/4 of the year that you're going to be unemployed. That would take you to the end of the year, basically. How are you going to explain in January of 2021 that you hadn't worked? Well, Grant, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do, Grant, is I'm going to go ahead and file, and then I'm going to start looking for work. All right, good. So you're going to get, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. No problem. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. I'm just saying, like, it's $600, $900 a week. How long, at what point are you going to say, no more, don't send me another check? Because if they keep sending it, if it's a solution today, trust me, 3 weeks from now, 9 weeks from now, 15 weeks from now, it's still going to be a solution, and you've been out of the job market. You haven't been looking. You haven't been going out to get a job. If you wanted to get a job today, you could get a job today. No, Grant, I just got unemployed. Okay, good. But the truth is, if you really got honest right now, you didn't have to leave your job. They just said, we can't pay you anymore. You could have stayed there and worked for nothing. Why would I do that? Because you're working for nothing right now. If you were laid off this morning, you did not have to leave your job. They just said, we can't pay you anymore. What if you'd have said, look, I'm not leaving. I'm going to work for nothing. So one thing I want to tell you right now, and I understand, look, I have been without work most of my career. I wake up every day without work. Obviously, I have a little money put away now, so it doesn't bother me as much. But in the beginning, 25 years old, I was out of work, no money, in debt. I'm like, I need a job. I had to take a job I didn't want. I got out of an unemployment line and took a job I hated. That became the job that would make Grant Cardone part of who he is today. So this moment in time could, if you lean into it, could define who you become. And I can't believe that you're going to have a career in unemployment. It's just not going to be a career for you. It's not something that anybody is going to go hang their hat on and say, that's what I ended up being a professional at. So you could pivot right now and say, okay, I'm going to go take a job I don't want. I'm going to find a job I don't like. Who else would pay me $600 or $900 a week? How else could I make $110 a day? Who else has $110 a day where I could actually be in the game, play the game, work at the game? If you work for a car dealer right now, you've probably been laid off. If you work in the airline business as a pilot or a flight attendant or a mechanic, you've probably been laid off or furloughed. If you're in the hotel business, you've probably been let go. If you're at Marriott Hotel, I think they're like 15% occupied nationwide. If you are in the restaurant business or you're in the bar business, there's like 11 million people have been out of work now for 2, maybe 3 weeks now. If you are in healthcare, you're working full-time, like 19-hour days, and thank you guys so much for being there, nurses and first responders and everybody that's helping out right now. Thank you so much. But restaurants, bars, what else do we have? Hotels. If you're in Carnival Cruise Lines, you're probably out of work today. Hotels, you're out of work, right? Restaurants, you're out of work. Bars, you're out of work. Retail, I think there's 12 million people that are attached to retail. These numbers are going to swell. You understand? These numbers are going to get bigger. I'm not here to give you the bad news. I'm just saying we're at 16 million now. Let's say we add another 10 million. Now we're at 26 million. That would be 9% of the U.S. population. That would be almost 20% of the employed population. Yeah, Grant, it's terrible out there. I know, but like that means 80% of the people are still working in the worst case scenario. 80% are still working. That'd be 100 million people still working. You're thinking about you right now. You could get a job. And if you're willing to take a position below you right now, below your status, your experience, your qualifications, I'm going to do a complete video series on this and drop it in our Cardone University. I'm also going to be talking about this Saturday on our mentor call, our training call, how to get through a recession. Not Saturday, it's Friday afternoon. It's today. I'm sorry, I'm losing track of time. It's Friday today at 3 p.m. GrantCardone.com/training. GrantCardone.com/training. It's completely free. It's going to be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours long. You get access to it to watch it in over 48 hours. Once the 48 hours is over, it's like a rental, but it's free rental. Then it expires. So grab that today and watch it. I'm going to show you how to start over. How do you start over? How do you pivot? Is unemployment the thing you want to go do right now? Or is there a place where you could go pick up $900 a week, even though things are tough, even though you've been let go, even though you've been offered furlough, or you've been told, hey, we got to cut you back? What should you do right now? How are you going to rebuild yourself? What are you going to do for the next 39 weeks, whether you take the unemployment or don't take it? It's about rebuilding. It's about pivoting right now. What are you going to do? I'll help you today. 3 o'clock today. In fact, I just got an email on it. 3 o'clock today. Let me see what it says. 3 o'clock today. Yeah, that's what they got me going live. 3 o'clock today, April 10th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The website is grantcardone.com/training. grantcardone.com/training. Maybe somebody, one of my staff, can put the opt-in down here. Put in your first name, your last name, your email address, and we'll send you the link. You have 48 hours to use the link, and I'm going to show you exactly how you could avoid the unemployment game, or take it for 2 or 3 weeks, and then bounce and have a situation. You should have a situation handled. It's April 10th. You should have this thing figured out before the end of the month. I tell you, before the end of this week, but minimum You should have another job before the government can send you your first check. I'll show you exactly how to do that. How to get a job in less than 72 hours. Okay? How to pivot right now, immediately, so you don't have to depend on that. What do you care whether you get $900 from the government every week or $1,000 working? What do you care? You're like, dude, for another 100, I'd rather just get the check. No, you wouldn't. No, you would not. Okay? Because you're not doing anything to get that check. You want to be in the game. You can't get a pay raise on unemployment. If you take a job right now at $900 a week or $800 a week or even $700 a week, that would be better than taking unemployment. Why? Because you got a chance to get on second base once you get on first base. Stay in the game, be in the game. Join me today at 3 p.m. I promise you it's going to be worthwhile. Okay, 16 million people out of work already, folks. Maybe you're one of them. I've been out of work. I hated it. Hated every second of it. I hated every free moment of it. Woke up in the morning pissed off about it. Like, don't be out of work longer than you need to be. And the unemployment people put you out of work longer than you need to be. They'll give you 39 weeks if you take it. You get it every week. It'll be dependable. You'll probably have to wait 21 days. It will be taxed. You'll owe taxes on that, state and federal. And it's going to put you behind when you go to get a job, because the people that are looking at you, they're going to be looking at a lot of people. 4, 5, 6 months from now, let's say we go back to full unemployment. That means you're going to have 16 million people rushing into the marketplace. What does that do? Everything comes down, okay? Offers go down. You get stuck in a pile. Don't be in a pile. Advance and conquer. Pivot right now. Let me know what you think on this video. Am I right? Am I wrong? You want to take it? Do you not want to take it? What's the upside of unemployment? What's the downside of unemployment? Have you ever had to take it before? Was it good for you, bad for you? Do you need it? Do you have to have it? What would you recommend to somebody? All right. Hope you enjoyed this. Cardone Zone every Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you enjoyed today. God bless. Be great. And I'll see you today at 3 o'clock.